Hi everyone, I'm Vicki with Avante Avenue. Welcome to my channel, and as always, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thanks for joining me. I have a couple of announcements today before I start my pack and ship video, and the first one is this. I want to thank all of you for helping me with my marathon of minutes watched. What that means is going back and watching all of my old videos to help me reach my goal of 240,000 minutes watched. That is a lot of minutes watched. As of this moment, we're at 91,088 minutes, so thank you. And many of you have been saying cheers for some of my sip, listen, and list videos, and you're leaving comments, and I really appreciate that for helping me along. As far as an update on subscribers, my goal is to get to that 1,000 mark. And as of right now, I'm at 454 subscribers. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. Another announcement that I'd like to make on this coming Sunday, October 4th, I'm doing the drawing from my 1-year anniversary video where I'm giving away 3 jumping jacks. I don't have one with me. You'll have to go watch the video. And 2 pairs of earrings. And as you watch the whole video, watch it all the way through, I will give you the keywords to put in the comments section to enter your name for the drawing. So hurry up and do that because I'm doing the drawing and presenting it on Sunday. So yes, hurry up if you'd like to be part of that. And you got to watch the whole video to get the keywords. In this video today, a couple of things. One is I'd like to thank one of my YouTube viewers, Deborah, for purchasing something from me. Deborah, you're my first sale. Woohoo! Thank you. I need some bells and whistles going off here. Thank you so much. She bought a very precious, beautiful violet dish, which you'll see in just a minute here, for her great-grand niece, in honor of her great-grand niece. So, because she's too little to use it. So anyway, thank you, Deborah. I really appreciate that. And thanks for being my first subscriber to buy from me. I have all my links down below in the description. If you drop down that little arrow below the video, you'll see all the links to all my stores on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, wherever. Of course, eBay is my biggest venue. So check that out. If you have any interest in seeing what I sell or anything you see in these videos, let me know. And I'd love to pack and ship it for you because that's what I'm doing in this video. I am packing and shipping the violet dish that Deborah purchased. I'm going to show you every step. In fact, I'm going to go a little further in this one and show you behind the scenes on how to estimate your shipping, how I calculated my shipping, and why I do it the way I do it. So if you're having trouble on your shipping fragile items, this is the video for you. I also show you in this video my personal method, yes, my personal method, my original method that I came up with of double bubble. I have a video out there called Double Bubble Shipping Hack, and I'm going to use it today because I was getting a little concerned about the weight. It came out that I might have been okay if I had double boxed it, but I decided to use my double bubble method. Plus I altered the box to make it fit the item. So I'm going to show you all of that in this video. And as you know, the first thing I like to do is get it off my shelf, show you that, show you my eBay sold, and then I show you how I pack and ship it so that it arrives safely. I have no qualms about packing and shipping fragile items. I keep pushing myself, but you have to understand I've been packing and shipping fragile items since 2004. So I have just a little bit of experience in packing and shipping in particular fragile items. With that said, let's get started. Deborah purchased this Violet's reticulated porcelain wall decor plate or bowl because it's actually shaped like a bowl. Beautiful violet pattern and purple and green, and the word reticulated, that is the open work that you see, the holes that you see, the design that you can see through the plate, through the bowl. But it's a beautiful dish, and I want to thank you again, Deborah. And, you know, it's kind of awkward to say what I paid for it, because you are my buyer, but I think I paid $1 or less at a church rummage sale. So thank you very much for supporting my channel. I do sincerely appreciate that. Wrapping items in tissue paper is one of the first things I do. Now, you know that doesn't protect it from breakage. It only protects the finish. And I've never mentioned this, but one of the reasons that I wrap things in tissue paper first is because if it sits in a box in a hot environment, in the sun, in the heat, bubble wrap can damage an item. So that layer of tissue paper is important to protect the item before I bubble wrap it. It's bubble time. You know, I like to say, bubble your troubles away. How do you do that? Well, you have to use the right type of bubble wrap for the right item. It is bubble time, and I like to use 1/2-inch large bubble wrap. I started out with 2 sheets, but then decided I need something in the middle because where the seam was falling. So I took another piece of bubble wrap and placed it in the middle. Let's see how it works. I use Scotch heavy-duty shipping tape, and I'm showing you here where I use a large paper clip to keep it from sticking to itself. So I'm just wrapping it around and taping it on top, and then I need to tape the ends. And I always check and feel all the way around the plate or all around the item that I'm wrapping and make sure that I can't feel any hard edges. If I do, I add more bubble wrap. I'm going to speed up some of the wrapping and taping. It feels pretty good, so I'm attaching one of my thank you labels. Sometimes I don't know what size of box I'm going to need until I get it partially packaged up with the bubble wrap, so I always take the measurements and then I go find the box. And it's time to measure up. Measure the item, the length, the width, the height. I found a box that will somewhat work, but it does need some adjustment. This is a priority mailbox, and you can see the dimensions here. And I'm going to do a test fit. This box is too large for what I really need, so I'm going to show you here how I cut and alter a box to fit my item. You can do this as long as it's not flat rate. Priority box is just regular priority. I retired my large kitchen cutting board and brought it downstairs for cutting boxes and things, and bought a new one for upstairs. You can pick these large ones up at Walmart for, I don't know, I think it was around $12. I'm checking the fit on a flattened box just to see how much I need to cut off on one end, and I'm just using a ruler as a guide. I draw a line, and using a utility knife, I make the cut. Whenever you're cutting, always be aware of what's underneath. You don't want to cut into your table, your tablecloth, or whatever it is. Make sure you have a cutting board or scrap boxes underneath. I'm going to take advantage of these peel and stick flaps and get each end ready. And then I'll show you how I continue to reduce the size of this box. One thing I want to check here is how far I will need to push the outer box over the inner box. The reason I make a little mark is because I want to make sure I push far enough. Now you could say, well, just push until it stops, but sometimes it's challenging to push these boxes together. So I want to make sure I push as far as I need to, and you'll see that here. It took a few tries to get this to go together. See my line again? I'm going to keep pushing it from the top to the bottom until I reach that line as close as I can. Time to tape it up, and I just tape it all the way around. You know, I always say you can never use too much bubble wrap or too much tape. So here I'm going to show you my double bubble shipping method. Say that 10 times real fast. The reason again that I do this is to save on the shipping cost, because double boxing can get pretty high in weight and really bump the price up. It also gives that double protection without giving the extra weight of the box. So I'm saving on shipping, I'm double protecting the fragile item. I use it only when I need to because it does take a few extra steps, but I'm going to show you step by step how I do it. Time to double bubble, and I'm using the same bubble wrap that I used on the inside. Just like I wrapped the item inside, I'm wrapping the outside of the box, and I'm just trying to cut it to fit as close as I can. Time to wrap the ends. So basically, whatever it takes, I'm getting this bubble wrap on to protect all edges of the box. And then I tape it wherever tape is needed. And in this video, I'm using these Tyvek USPS large envelopes. I use these all the time. In fact, I use these in place of the padded bubble flat rate envelopes because I think it's a lot cheaper most of the time when it's priority, but it will fit in here and instead of paying the flat rate. So I'm going to be using 2 of these in the video, but you could use a regular poly mailer, and I did buy some super large poly mailers to use. I was just too lazy to go upstairs and get one and cut it apart, so you're going to see a couple of these being used in the next steps. As I said, I could have ran upstairs for a large poly mailer, but you may not have a large poly mailer on hand. At the flap end, I just cut down one side and then across the bottom and open it up. So I'm showing you how to use 2 of the USPS Priority Mail Tyvek mailing envelopes. You can get these at the post office or you can order them online. I will need 2 to cover this. I'm basically making wrapping paper. Open the envelope up all the way. Check for fit. And then I decided to cut off the peel and stick label flap. I don't know if you like to wrap Christmas presents, but this is kind of like wrapping a present. But I'm a little bit short on wrapping paper, so I'm using 2 pieces, as I said. So I wrap the first piece first, and then I repeat the process with the second envelope, using tape wherever needed. I'm not the best gift wrapper. I try, but I'm not the best, especially wrapping over bubble wrap. It's not going to be perfect. As I said, repeat the same process for the second large envelope and tape, tape, tape wherever it's needed. I added extra tape to the length and to the ends. When it comes to shipping, it's pretty hard to ship without a scale. You have to have a scale, maybe more than one scale depending on what you're shipping. This little Palouse scale, I've had this forever. Probably 10 years or more. It goes up to 5 pounds, but I have a heavier commercial scale that goes up to 70 pounds. I only have to use that once in a while. So, I see comments all the time on Facebook and Facebook groups where people are so overwhelmed and intimidated by the shipping. Well, like with anything, you have to have the tools to do the job. One of them is a scale, and you need this scale at the time you're making the listing. On top of that, you need the scale when it comes time to ship. So it's a basic tool that you gotta have besides a little bit of knowledge and some packing materials. And next I'm going to show you behind the scenes on eBay, how I estimate my shipping when doing the listing, and then I'll tell you what it actually weighed. I've jumped over to eBay behind the scenes and showing you how I do the shipping. The first thing I like to do is choose calculated costs varies by buyer location, so the buyer will be charged based upon their zip code. I think that's the fairest way and sometimes a lot cheaper than a flat rate box. The next thing I do is go down to the services. eBay has many service options. I know I want to go priority with this, and that's what I choose. Basic priority, 2 to 5 business days. My handling time happens to be 2 business days. Then let's go down to package weight and dimensions. And this is where, when I'm doing a listing, I do put the item itself on the scale. I take a look at how much it weighs. Typically, it's way under 1 pound and it's first class, or it's over 1 pound and it's automatically priority mail. And if it's over by only, say, 3 to 4 ounces, I might let it go between 1 and 2 pounds. But if something is pushing 1 pound, 8, 9, 10 ounces, I know it's going to go over 2 pounds by the time I add a box and packing material. In this case, it was just a little bit over. I don't have that number in front of me, because I'm recreating this. But this item, this violet dish, was over 1 pound, so I chose custom weight between 1 and 2 pounds. It's a range. It allows a cushion. And if you ever see me using this, my husband pointed out I didn't comment about this in my last pack and ship video. It says save label weight. What this is for is to estimate the weight of my label, but also because it still has the backing. I haven't peeled it off. So in other words, I'm not using a half a sheet of typing paper. Because it still has the backing on it, this allows for the weight of my labels such as fragile or priority labels, etc. So this has saved me. You'd be surprised the difference of putting this on your package versus not when you are pushing to that next pound. This could save you from going over the weight and getting charged, you or your buyer getting charged extra postage. So take one of your labels and have it handy, and always use it when you're weighing something on your scale. Using my little postal scale, it came in at 1 pound 4.7 ounces, which I will round up. So when I do the shipping, it's 1 pound 5 ounces. That falls within my range of 1 to 2 pounds. You know, even if there's a little bit left over on the shipping, I consider that money to be used towards eBay fees on shipping. I've got boxes, I've got packing materials. My packing materials are not always free. And so I don't have any qualms about keeping a little bit in my pocket to be applied towards those fees. Some people feel guilty if they keep $1. Well, you know, you pay fees on shipping. Remember that. And materials cost money. Keep watching because I have a little visitor at the end of this video. And I invite you to like, subscribe, and ring that bell to receive notifications on future videos. And as always, thanks for watching. I'm Vicki with Avante Avenue. I'll see you soon. What are you doing there? What are you doing?